There's the bridge behind me, and we're basically filming the bridge. This is a $90 million bridge. They put this across Big Carlos Pass, and this is Big Carlos Pass. All right, so this is magnificent, isn't it? So it's been a long time coming, and this is really just one part of a very big endeavor that Lee County is doing all the way across all these little keys. They're going to have, ultimately, I don't know how much longer it'll take to do this, but they're going to have a walkway all the way from, or a path all the way from here all the way to Bonita. So the turnaround, I'm not so sure what that turnaround's for, and I don't know how much of this roadway is going to stay in play. And I've heard different stories on whether or not they're going to leave part of the bridge so we can fish off of it. I know they're going to use the bridge as a barrier reef. They're going to take it out and dump it in the ocean. So at any rate, the lines are the indicator here. I used to be a civil engineering person in the Air Force, and when we got done with the road, the last thing we always did was, guess what? We cleaned the road, then we put on in the stripes. So when the stripes end up coming into play, you know that they're pretty much done. So I talked to Ed Ryan. He let me know that they're going to start diverting traffic over this bridge on 11/14, so that's 7 days from now. And he asked me if we would do a video, so that's what we did. We started this morning, and we're basically taking you on a drive over the bridge right here, and you're going to see the view you're going to have. So you see the little check marks there? That's to keep the line truck in, to keep them all lined up, so that once you paint lines on concrete, it's very hard to get them off if you make a mistake. You notice they got both of the sides. They have the barriers to keep cars from accidentally putting themselves into the water. One sidewalk seems to be about 8 foot wide. The other one seems like it's 10. They got a lot going on all at the same time. For a little bit, they didn't have anybody working on it except for the grinding crew. Now you see this barrier right here. This barrier actually gets really close to that fence, and it looks like you're not going to be able to walk, or maybe there is enough room to just walk across. So, and this is where it lands into Fort Myers Beach, and you notice it's only half the width, and that's because they have to remove the old bridge to go ahead and build the structure to finish this bridge. So they are going to, where basically you see right there, you see where it's looks like part of the bridge is missing. Well, that's what's going on. Part of that bridge is missing. So they put in barriers up there to make sure cars don't actually drive off of the edge. And then I don't know if they're going to have two-way traffic here or not. I don't know if there's enough room, or if they're going to put one of those temporary lights in. If you look down here, you notice that there's part of the pile, or the thing that holds up the bridge. On the old bridge, they literally did already cut part of the bridge off, and that's why we're diverted to the left when we go over the bridge going towards Bonita. So if you notice, part of the bridge, the temporary bridge that's down on the water, you see the crane sitting on it. They put that in first, and then they built the bridge off of that temporary bridge. That temporary bridge is just made out of regular metal, and they took pile drived those things in, and some of them, it looks like they were going down 30-40 feet. So both sides of the bridge has this little outlook right here, and it looks like there's plenty of room for a bike and a guy walking to pass each other on this side, and there's definitely enough room on the other side. So I did notice the drawbridge is still being used. They're still manning it. I did see it go up Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe they test it once a week or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was every morning at 9 o'clock, but they didn't do it this morning at 9 o'clock. So if you notice that their handrails on both sides are completed all the way across. You see the span, there are some lights up on there, and they're actually lit up already. That's going to be the center for boats to come through and come underneath. It's not the same spot that it was. I don't know if they're going to leave the bumper system in there or not. They probably are not. And this extra bridge, this temporary bridge that's down close to the water that has the crane on it, that's probably going to be the last thing that's going to get pulled out. If you look at the old bridge and you go underneath it, and we go underneath this with our wave runners, and you can see how much of the existing bridge that they cut in order to make room to put as much of this new bridge in as they possibly could. The views that you get from here are they're pretty good. I did a video, I went across it on my electric bike. One of the representatives for the company got a hold of me and said, thanks for saying nice things about us, but please stay off the bridge. So at any rate, the views that you get, that's Lover's Key in the background. The views you get coming over this bridge are very good. They're very nice, very beautiful. And you get to see, you get to see the whole Lover's Key. And Lover's Key is beautiful. It's a beautiful place. There's a lot of walking trails in there. There's kayaking trails. There's a lot of manatees. So this is the old bridge that they're going to pull out. And I was just wondering how they're going to do it. So I think what they're going to do in order to get this bridge taken out, or to finish this bridge, they're going to slice off this last little piece where it lands into the island. And then, I don't know, maybe they'll work from the top of the bridge and just dismantle it backwards. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're going to do it off of a barge. So this is the spot right here where the bridge is only partially complete. So there'll be additional spans that'll go from there to the next. And actually, it's not a span, a column span like that one is. It's actually a span that lands on a buttress. So it's been fascinating watching them build this. It's very cool that they're almost done. They will not be completely done once they get the bridge done, because they still have to pull out the old bridge. I believe there's a parking lot going in underneath over by Lover's Key. If I remember correctly, there's going to be additional parking for Lover's Key underneath here. I don't know if they're going to leave the fishing pier, a part of it, in for the fishing pier. I seen one article said there's no provision for that at all, and I just find it hard to believe that they're not going to leave part of it in, especially when you drive down to the Keys and you see how many of those places have these partial bridges left. So those platforms you see right there sitting on the water, those are barges. Most of the time the barge has been on both ends. Now they've used them barges for a lot of different things. Instead of jamming up traffic and shutting down the other bridge, they would put a whole bunch of these spans on this, and then they would float them over. Then they would use those cranes to lift up the spans and put them across from each column. So, I mean, isn't it just freaking beautiful? Look at that pass there, and look at the water. So this is Fort Myers Beach, Florida. This is our new bridge that's part of the trail that's going to go all the way from here all the way over to Bonita. By the way, in Bonita, they're actually working on and repaving their sidewalk, which are using asphalt. It's basically a walking trail, and they're redoing the whole thing. Hurricane Milton and Helene and Ian just destroyed everything over there, and they're bringing up the elevation because it's flooded in a lot of areas, and they're bringing in and they're putting in new asphalt everywhere. So there's still 4 of these big, gigantic $6 or $8 or $10 million cranes sitting here, and I mean, they are working on a whole bunch of different things, including putting a sidewalk on the outside part of the rise on the south end of the bridge, the Lover's Key part of the bridge. And check it out right here. Look at that concrete truck zooming right over there. Interesting. We're running this at a little bit faster speed just so it's not as boring. And we were hoping to see that bridge. We wanted to show you the bridge opening up and that for its last 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. So that's it, man. It's we have this channel is We Love Fort Myers Beach, and it's basically we're just promoting Fort Myers Beach. If you want to advertise on this with us, we're starting really from zero. This is a spin-off off of our other channel. YouTube doesn't recommend that you run different subject matters on each account so that they can promote it easier. So that's it. Dave Lockwood. See you on the next video.